And then Spookathon happened and I was vlogging every day. And there's an ant on my foot. Okay, cool. Florida, guys. Ants. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Reading in the Dark. My name is Byron, sometimes I read, and I have a booktube channel, and this is it, you're on it. So I thought I would do a video that would be kind of easy, because I'm about to go on vacation, or maybe when you see this I have already gone on vacation. I don't really remember when this video is supposed to go live. But anyway, I'm going on vacation. When I'm filming this, it's about a few days away. This is Tuesday, and I'm leaving on Saturday. And I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, and I'm trying to come up with some videos that I can put together to schedule for when I'm gone. And I saw someone do this book tag, and I thought it looked really fun. And so I decided that I would do the book tag without being tagged, because that's how book tags are. You can just do what you want. And this is my channel, so I'm doing it. This is the end of the year book tag. Now, some people did this book tag way back in like the beginning of September, and then they thought it was weird for people to wait longer. But to me, that's nuts, because 4 months is like a third of the year. So now that we are in November, I think by the time I post this video, now we only have 2 months left, and I think it is time to do the end of the year book tag, because we're almost at the end of the year. Now, this year is interesting for me because I went on a huge slump, stopped reading completely, stopped posting to this channel. I was going through some health issues, which I think have been rectified, where I was dizzy all the time. I think they were migraine related, and I've basically given up coffee and all caffeine, and I'm feeling better now. But anyway, so I'm back, and I'm just shifting around because there's something on the floor in front of me. So I took a long break from this channel, and so from my reading. So I haven't read that much this year. So it's near the end of the year, but it seems like halfway through the year for me because I was away for 6 months. In any case, that's just the way it is. We're at the end of the year. So the end of the year book tag was created by someone on BookTube, and I don't know who, but I will link them below, because at this moment, I just don't want to stop filming and go find out on my computer who did it, and then come back over here, and no, we're not going to do that. But basically, this is a book tag that asks you how you're feeling about getting towards the end of the year with your reading journey. And I thought that was a really good tag for me to do, because I've been trying to catch up on my goal of reading 52 books for the year, which, if you've been here long enough, you remember was originally 100, but I'm 16 books behind schedule, so I'm probably not going to hit the 52, and that's okay. I was away for 6 months, had some stuff going on, but I'm just trying to be as productive as I can, so looking towards the end of the year is relevant for my mood. So, the first question in this book tag says, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And the answer is yes. The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware is a book that I picked up a little over a week ago. I picked it up right before Spookathon started, thinking that it might be like a 24-hour read for me, so it might be fine. But I was very tired, and I started falling asleep. So I put it down, and I just put it aside while I did Spookathon. And then Spookathon happened, and I was vlogging every day. And there's an ant on my foot. Okay, cool. Florida, guys. Ants. So I have to finish that book. It's still on my Goodreads as being currently read, which I suppose technically it is. I only got like 10 pages in before I passed out, which doesn't mean it was boring. I just was very tired. So when I do pick it up again, I will be starting over at the beginning, and I think I'm going to read it first thing in November. The second question, I'm doing such a good job with this, you guys. So the second question on this book tag, what am I doing? The second question says, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I really think this was Ariel Bissett's tag, but I'm really not sure. We're just going to say that it was. So the autumnal book, See, again, I don't really like fall. I like Halloween, and I like Christmas. I don't like Thanksgiving. It's a dumb holiday. Being thankful is fine, but the American Thanksgiving has some other stuff wrapped up in it that I just think is really stupid. So I'm not into it, and I don't usually get super into fall. However, I guess I would say The Christmas Stories of Charles Dickens. I have a really pretty bound edition of all 5. I would call that a transitional book, because while they are most of them are Christmas themed. They're also spooky, and almost all of them are ghost stories. So it's kind of like a nice transition from Halloween to Christmas to read those. And I'm going to read A Christmas Carol, which I do every year, of course. But I also think I got to The Chimes last year, and that might be it. I still have to read The Haunted Man and a couple of others. I can't remember what they're called. So that'll be my transitional read, I guess. I'll read that towards the end of... No, I'm going to read that in December. The first part of December. I'll start reading that. So I guess that's my transitional book, but kind of the answer is no. But there you go. The third question. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? No. Not really. I mean, Susan Henderson is currently writing a book, so of course I'm looking forward to that. But she's still writing it. In fact, her online presence is like dimmed because she's like, you guys, I'm focusing on my book. So she's writing, so I anticipate that, but I doubt it's going to be out in 2020. Maybe, it could be. That would be awesome. And then, of course, Tess Gerritsen is always writing, so I'm sure she's writing something. But for both of these, as far as I know, there's no announcement, there's no title, there's no release date. So I wouldn't really call that a specific release that I'm looking forward to. I'm always looking forward to Susan Henderson's new book. I'm always looking forward to Tess Gerritsen's new book. So really the answer is no. The fourth question is, what are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? Okay, so sneak peek of my December TBR, I am going to try to read a bunch of books that I didn't get to during readathons earlier in the year in December. And so I'm basically... 2 of these fall into that category. The first is An Orchestra of Minorities by Chigozie Obioma. This is a Nigerian author, and it tells a story of a man who throws his prized chickens over a bridge in order to distract and surprise a young woman that he sees who is about to fling herself off the bridge in a suicide attempt. And he's able to stop her from killing herself. But in trying to get her to love him, basically, he has to like do all of these things and go to a school, and it's a retelling of the Odyssey, which I have not read, and it was sort of the toast of the town for a minute there, and I bought it right away, and I never read it. I think I bought it for possibly the last like round 4 of Contemporary-thon, and didn't get to it. So I definitely want to get to that, but I might get to that. If I don't get to that in December, I will read it in February, because I'm going to read all authors of color in the month of February. Another sneak peek. I'm just giving away all of my secrets. The next book is New Suns, which is an anthology of short stories. They are speculative fiction, otherwise known as, sci-fi, futuristic stories written by authors of color, which I pre-ordered and never read. The third is The Shining by Stephen King. I was supposed to read that before Halloween. My friend Bert gave it to me along with Something Wicked This Way Comes, and Hell House by Richard Matheson, and Coraline by Neil Gaiman. And I got to Coraline and Hell House, but I did not get to The Shining, and I did not get to Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. So the one I'm really interested in reading, probably the most that I didn't get to, is The Shining. So my 3 are An Orchestra of Minorities, New Suns, and The Shining. Okay? Is that okay? Okay. Question 5, is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? The answer to that is yes. It is a book that I'm going to crack the spine of tonight. Well, I'm not going to crack the spine, but I'm going to open it and start reading it. In mere minutes, when I finish with this video, I am going to take a shower, and then I'm going to settle down for the evening with my new book, and that is Dracul by Decker Stoker and J.D. Barker. This is sort of... you could call it a prequel to Dracula. It tells the story of Bram Stoker going through an experience that inspired him to write Dracula. It is not based on true events, as far as I know. It might be based on some truths about Bram Stoker's youth, but it's not based on any documentation that I am aware of Bram Stoker having been terrorized by a vampire. But hey, maybe it is, and I just don't know. So that's the book that I'm about to start tonight. I'm really looking forward to it because Dracula is one of my favorite books. And this year I'm not rereading it because I'm going to read the retranslated Icelandic translation of it instead, because that's fascinating. And I'm hoping to get to that by the end of the year too. So I guess there's really 4 books that I'm hoping to read by the end of the year. But the book that I think could shock me and become my favorite book of the year is Dracul. Right now I don't have a favorite book of the year, but I have a list of like 8 5-star reads from the year. And again, I didn't read a lot this year because I took 6 months off. But yeah, I have a list of like 8 5-star books this year. And when I look down the list, yes, I still remember them all fondly and I love them. I don't know which one of them is my favorite, but Dracul could definitely take that spot. The final question, question 6, have you already started making reading plans for 2020? And the answer is yes, of course. I am obsessed with planning, and I don't always stick to all my plans, but I do like to plan. I have lots of notes on my phone for this channel and my videos and my reading. There are some series that I want to read through. I want to catch up on actually posting reviews on this channel for some of the books that I've loved this last year in January. But in terms of my reading, I basically want to get through my TBR. I own a lot of books that I've owned for a while, some bargain basement ebook deals that I got early on that I'm interested in reading and I haven't read yet. I want to get through those, and I want to get to some series in 2020. And those are really the only vague plans that I have for 2020. So yeah, that's it. So that's question 6, and that's the end. There are no more questions. So that is my end of the year book tag. I kind of can't believe we're at the end of the year, and yet because I've gotten so into Halloween this year, as I always do, throwing a party and whatnot, I can. Like, I believe we're here, but it is hard to believe that we got here, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's my end of the year book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, the comment box is your friend. If you have any suggestions or comments about the books that I have mentioned, if you have any book suggestions that are burning a hole in your fingers and you want to type them out in the comment box, feel free to do that. That was a weird metaphor. If you enjoyed this video, I really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you love this video and you'd like to see more content like this, I'd really appreciate you subscribing to my channel if you have not already. I am trying to post every Wednesday coming up. That's my goal, my tentative plan that I'm going to try and hold myself to starting while I'm on vacation. So that's my goal. I definitely post once a week. Till next time, I will be here in the dark reading. Bye, guys.